Senator Husted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And to all of you, thank you for your willingness to serve. Appreciate that very much. Ms. Panuccio, I will start with you. Under the Biden administration, the EEOC, I guess what I would call radically expanded its authority, with multiple EEO decisions being struck down by the courts for exceeding that authority. And my question to you is, in that context of having an EEOC that was really out of bounds in the way that it was looking at issues, what do you intend to do to restore a mainstream perspective to the EEOC when it comes to labor law?
Thank you for your question, Senator. If I have the privilege of being confirmed to the commission, my overall approach to the law, as it would be in any role, is to interpret a statute according to the plain meaning of its text, within the four corners of the authority that Congress has given to the EEOC. And so I think that type of legal perspective and interpretation prevents the kind of expansive interpretations to which you're referring.
Thank you. I want to expand on a recent Supreme Court ruling, 9-0, a unanimous decision in the Ames versus the Ohio Department of Youth Services, a sexual orientation case where the Supreme Court, where a heterosexual employee was illegally passed over for a promotion and eventually demoted in favor of an LGBTQ plus colleague. The court ruled, again, unanimously that the plaintiff was discriminated against for her sexual orientation. How does that decision affect the EEOC? How do you see that impacting the handling of cases going forward?
Senator, I think the Ames decision reaffirms the position that the EEOC has taken for decades. As you mentioned, that was a 9-0 decision written by Justice Jackson, who's often considered the most liberal member of the court. And in that case, it reaffirms the EEOC's position that there is no right or wrong type of plaintiff, that the EEOC's doors are open for everyone, every type of complainant who believes that they have been discriminated against based on a protected status. And so I think that decision underscores the EEOC's important mission and reaffirms that the position that they have taken for decades is the correct one in that regard.
Well, I agree with you on that, because we are making the decision that we're going to treat people as individuals and not as groups. And I think it's a very important decision, and I think it will have a positive impact on the future of how labor law is interpreted. Ms. Carey, I want to talk with you briefly about something that I learned at the NLRB, that it's taken a long time to clear cases out there. The median age of all the cases at the NLRB in the past year was 154 days. That's up from 106 days. That's a long time. People need to get these issues settled so they can move on with life. And it appears that the Biden administration was guilty of forcing that extension because they were focused on overturning decades of precedent in labor law, which stretched it out. And the NLRB, rather than handling cases before the board in a timely manner based on precedent, we're trying to set new precedents. And I want to just ask you, is that your take on the situation? Is that why the delay occurred, and what can we do to go back to the precedents that we're accustomed to so that we can get these cases solved more quickly?
Thank you for your question. That is one of the reasons. And the other reason is that staffing is dramatically down due to attrition and other factors at the board, but that's been something that's been ongoing for several years. In terms of the backlog, I agree with you. I think that when you have a general counsel who is trying to overturn a majority of every decision ever held by a Republican board, that definitely puts a lot of stress on the field agents who are doing their best to keep up with all of the cases that come in. One of the biggest things that I want to do, and priority-wise, is to do an organizational assessment to understand exactly what is causing those backlogs. If it is this heavy reliance on the need to overturn precedent, as I said in my opening statement, I have respect for longstanding board precedent, and I don't see a reason to let the sake of trying to overturn a case get in the way of an employee who has filed a charge getting a quicker resolution.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to add one quick thought to all of you. What people get frustrated most with is not necessarily the decision, it's the time. It takes so long for people to get things accomplished from government these days. Please do it with a sense of urgency. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And with a sense of urgency, Senator Hassan.